On a nice Saturday afternoon, Alma and I headed down to Valley Village to pick out books for each other. But why? And who is Alma? Well, let's take you back to earlier in the day. Yeah, not this far back. Let's go a bit further. It's a nice day out.
I want my glasses.
Should I want your glasses? Why? Nope, not here either. You know what? I'll just skip right to the part.
Yes, so guys, my name is Alma. I go by the Alma Chronicle on all of my socials, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, my blog. I am the Alma Chronicle everywhere, and I am so excited to be here with Cassie today. Is this our first time actually
Yeah, this is
meeting? I think so, but like we've been online friends for like so long. We've known each other for like...
Friends? No, maybe acquaintances.
No, this is not help me out. Okay, fine. Online acquaintances for a really long time.
Yeah. I've followed you for a very long time. Yeah, this is actually, it's interesting. It's like now that I've moved here and I meet people, I'm like, wow, I've been following you for so long on life. Yeah. You never really know, right?
Yeah, but I like it. I like when online translates to in real life most of the time. So.
And thank you for being receptive to doing this with me.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it was really random. Did you feel like it was random when you saw my message?
I felt like it was, yes. I felt like it was random, but at the same time, I was like, oh yeah, this is great. Like, it's a great idea. Like, I'm okay to do it. But you're right. I did think it was really random.
I can imagine. I was like, I should probably read them. Like,
I was like, no, that was not my reaction. My reaction was more so like, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So today we're going to be talking about books. In summary, pretty much.
BOOKS. Books.
Yeah. In case you didn't know how to spell it. That's the spelling. But yeah, we're talking about books. I followed her for a while, like I said, and I noticed that she talks about books every now and then. It's not like the main focus of But I'm also a book person, and like I said in one of my previous videos, I don't think I've really like talked about the fact that I'm a book person. I feel like a lot of my life has been lost, like moving here, in the sense that when I was in Nigeria, I was pretty popular. I had a blog, and like people knew what I was about. And now I've moved here. I'm trying to like start a new thing. And a lot of my life has gotten lost in like the journey.
In the journey.
Yeah, but.
I mean, if it makes you feel better, it happens to everyone. Like when you move countries, you change sceneries, you lose a part of you, no matter how little. And now you just have to rebuild what you lost. I guess that's
Rebuilding is tough, but
but you get
that's not why we're here today. This is a happy video. Okay, so we're going to talk about books. I think I'll just like get into the questions. Yeah,
sure. So what do we want to know about books and my love for books? And I like that you did say the fact that I talk about books here and there on my social channels, which is true. I read a lot of books. Like I love reading. Reading is like my happy go-to place. But I also feel like maybe like you as well, I haven't really, you have a book club and you've, actually gone forward to do something about your love for reading. I like to just share what I read. I feel like the moment I turn it into like a book club or like a reading club or something, it becomes stressful. I just want to know, like, I just want to read and just tell people I love this book, I hate this book, without feeling like it's now a chore. So that's kind of why I don't talk about it a lot, is because it's still my little, piece of heaven that I'm just like, it's for me and me alone.
I totally get it. I get it. Yeah. What's like your earliest memory of you reading, falling in love with reading?
I would say I feel like a lot of us, especially those of us that grew up in Nigeria and picked up reading from like Nigerian books and stuff, we have a very similar memory of like reading Purple Hibiscus.
So that was like you were already grown?
Yeah, I was like 8.
Oh, Purple Hibiscus, that old?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But Purple Hibiscus is very old.
Wow.
I remember getting that, but was I 8? No, actually, what am I saying? I have the book here somewhere. But I think it was in 2000 no, actually, no, Purple Hibiscus is not 8. I was like, that's a very different time.
I was like, I know I'm old, but I wasn't that old.
But I would say my first book that stayed with me and I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna start loving reading is Purple Hibiscus. But prior to that, I think it was just like, my dad used to read a lot. Like my dad was a big reader. He would read like autobiographies. He would read anything. and I would just like read chapters here and there. I actually did not like reading in school. Like everything that they gave us to read in school, I was just like, this is so boring.
I can imagine.
But I liked like fictional characters and fictional words. So like I would read like my dad's books here and there and be like, that time they used to read like Rich Dad Poor Dad, and I would read all those things. Did not like it. And then I read Purple Hibiscus and I was like, oh my God, like finally a book that I love. And then from there, it just kind of opened up my world to...
Did you ever read Chinua Achebe?
I started reading Chinua Achebe now. I didn't read Chinua Achebe when I was younger.
I feel like it's a crime that I haven't.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know, because it's like one of the really big names.
Well, like everyone talks about Chinua Achebe being like one of the big names, but I also feel like the kind of books that I like to read is not what Chinua Achebe writes.
Yeah, even Wale Soyinka, I've never read it.
No. Well, I like my books a little bit of character, a little bit of spice, and a little bit of modern day world.
For me, mine was like right from when I was a kid. So my mom would say that I had the Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Oh. And I would just sit in a corner, like literally scrolling, digital age.
Flipping the pages.
God, I was looking for them, like, what's it called?
Flipping the pages.
Yeah, so it's been a while.
Yeah,
for me it was like an escape. Yeah. So I could just be on my own and just,
You know what? Now that you say that, I don't think I'm gonna re-answer that question and say that it's not Purple Hibiscus that opened up my mind. It solidified the love for reading. But you know how we had those prayer books when we were little, where it was like what Jesus was doing. I don't know if you ever read those.
That yellow
like
book
all those yellow book of Bible stories.
Oh my God, yeah.
I feel like I used to read that and it used to be interesting because I'd be like, okay, what's happening?
Oh, wow.
And then obviously like little like Snow White, but I never really thought of that as reading.
Right.
But that's interesting because it actually is. So when you asked me, I didn't even remember that.
Yeah,
but like those book of Bible stories were so interesting to read as a kid.
I remember one time I went to see my cousins. They live in Warri, and their mom every night she would read books to them in bed. I was like, wow, did you grow up like that?
No.
I was like, wow, this is different and very interesting. But I feel like I'd like to do that to my kids one day.
Definitely.
It should be nice. Anyway, fiction or non-fiction?
Fiction.
Not non-fiction. Self-help books? No?
No.
I'm not judge you, I don't read them.
I mean, they're nice, but like fiction.
I don't read them. I can't like...
Self-help books?
I try. I think the only one that I have read, well, I don't know if I'll call it a self-help book, it's the Big Magic. It's by Gilbert. It's a creativity book, and then there's still like an artist. I don't know. Do you know?
I haven't read those.
Oh, you should. You would like. I think you would like it. Yeah. It's really
my two favorite self-help books. I didn't like them for the longest time because I'm just like, when I read, I don't want it to be too really like. I don't want it to be. I mean, La La Land. I don't want to be thinking about my life. I mean, like when I open a book, I want to just disappear into the book.
Yeah.
And so I didn't read self-help books for the longest time. But this year, I've actually found myself reading a lot more self-help books. Last year, I read 2 books that I feel like honestly changed my life.
I was gonna ask you that. You might as well just talk about it now.
One of them is 101 Essays That Will Change the Way You Think. It is by Brianna Wiest. I tell everybody and their mama to read this book.
Yeah.
It is so good.
What's so good about it?
It is little essays and it literally gives you pointers on how to change your mindset. So each chapter has like maybe 10 points to be like, if you want to change the way you approach relationships or you feel your life is stuck because you're not doing these 10 things, it's literally little bullet points. And I read it, like I didn't rush through the book. I still haven't finished the book now because I go back and I read something when I'm having like, okay, it would say, this is how you deal with like a mental breakdown if you're overwhelmed, your anxiety. And it gives you like this little
And the tips are actually really helpful.
They're very helpful. And so I would like go back and flip the pages and be like, oh, I need this now. And I would read that chapter again.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, so I really, really like that book.
I'd actually look out for it now that you...
Yeah.
That was one of the questions. I guess.
I already answered that. Oh, I said 2. The second one is called The Mountain Is You.
Wow, that's so. I feel like it's accusing me. The mountain is you.
The mountain is you.
What's that one like?
It's about overcoming your thoughts and your limitations. It's basically saying you are your biggest obstacle, and how do you overcome yourself as an obstacle? The mountain is you.
What did you take away from it?
Honestly, it's like one of those.
One thing or.
I can't remember verbatim, but I think like my general takeaway is just that at the end of the day, you can have so many, like life will always throw things at you. If you want to be a successful person, at the end of the day, number one, having your routines, not making excuses, getting down and doing the work, and stop always looking for the next artificial mountain that you've built when literally it's your mindset that you have to overcome. Yeah. It's a really good book.
Yeah, I'd actually check them out.
Yeah.
The 2 of them that you mentioned. And you should also check out the ones I mentioned.
Yeah, I will. I like the one on creativity. I need that.
And Still Like an Artist. They're really, really good.
Okay.
Short stories or actual full books. You know, like you have some of those books that are like collections of short stories that never really end and it just leaves you hanging, but it's like that's the point.
I don't read a lot of short stories.
I don't even like them.
I don't think so. I've read only one, A Broken People's Playlist.
Oh, I think I read that. By this Nigerian Garrix. Yeah, I read that.
A Broken People's Playlist.
It was good.
It was good.
But that's it, that feeling of like, I don't know how it ends. I hate it.
If you've read A Broken People's Playlist, leave a comment below and tell us how that first chapter made you feel. It is such a particular story. Everybody that has read A Broken People's Playlist should have that first chapter ingrained at the back of their head. You don't remember?
The one I remember, I think the girl died or he died.
It's that one.
Yeah.
You see, you don't remember.
Port Harcourt or something.
That's the thing. You don't remember a lot of the other stories, but that first story is, even if you don't remember exactly what happened, it's in your head.
I think I should go back to it.
Love that book.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. There's this one. It's not fiction though. It's Modern Love Story. It's like a collection of essays by the New York Times, if I remember correctly.
Oh, Modern Love. Yeah.
Yeah, Modern Love. It was good.
I never read it, but I watched the show, the series on Prime.
Yeah. I never watched it, but that was good.
Yeah, no, I never watched it. Sorry, I never read it, but I watched it. I love the series though. The series is so.
Do you have any book that you can like reread always? Are you one of those people? You know how some people watch movies and they can go back and rewatch it like 1 million times? I'm not. Yeah.
Funny enough, I do that with movies. I watch my favorite movies over and over, my favorite shows over and over again, and I would have no problems. But I can't read one book twice.
I can't even watch.
I think the reason I can't read one book twice is because as a reader, when you start reading a book, right? It takes a lot of imagination, right? You're literally playing out the scenarios in your head. I can't do that twice. I want to experience it once and be like, I want to experience something else because now I've created a whole life for these characters that I've never met, I will never meet. They're just names on a book and they live in my head in this world. I can't read it again to be like, you know, to basically walk what I already have in my head.
I get what you mean.
So no, I don't read a book twice.
I don't even watch a movie twice.
No, I love watching movies twice.
Yeah. What movies have you, like, do you rewatch?
Oh, every year I watch The Best Man Holiday.
Christmas movies.
Christmas movies. I love that. I watch The Best Man Holiday every year. It's a tradition for me. I love Brown Sugar. I love A Different World. It's a show about Black people going to high school. Whitney and Dwayne. It's so good. A Different World. I watch. I stopped watching Grey's Anatomy because I was so over it now. But like,
I never saw that.
At the time I used to watch Grey's Anatomy a lot.
I never saw it.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. I just recently started, this is so unrelated, but I just recently started watching This Is Us, and my God.
Oh,
did you watch it?
I started it, but I didn't finish it. Why didn't you? Because I was watching Grey's Anatomy and I was like, I can't be like making myself sad on like,
oh my God,
like so intentionally with two different shows. I had to pick one and I picked Grey's.
Wow, why? I mean, I've never watched Grey's, so
I picked Grey's because I had a longer history with Grey's. I knew the Grey's characters from literally day one, and it's like I had just started watching This Is Us, and like after the first 2 seasons, I'm like, I can't watch both of them. One of them has to go, and This Is Us.
I get you.
Yeah,
I get you. Okay, do you want to share like some of your favorite books that you have read? That literally, when you know, sometimes when people ask you a question, it's like your mind goes blank. Oh, but like that book that comes to your head, even does it happen to you? Yeah, but that book that comes to your head, even like when your mind goes blank.
Okay, I have a few, and they're all African fiction.
Let's see if I know any. Okay.
I Did Not Come to You by Chance by Tracy Uwabania. I think that's what it is.
Uwabania. It's really good.
It's one of. Let me tell you how highly I rate that book. Even my guy friends that don't read, I've bought that book for them, and they're like, they would like begrudgingly read it, and then they'll be like, oh wow, this book is so good.
I don't want to put it down.
I don't want to put it down. Like one of my guy friends, he borrowed mine, and he had it for like 5 months, and I'm like, can you give me back my book, please? And he's like, no, I have to finish it. The book is so good, and now they're adapting it. Genevieve has adapted it into a movie.
Okay, I'm going to get it from the library. That's what
And it's coming out, I think it's coming out in cinemas this year because I saw it last year. It premiered at TIFF last year.
Nice.
It's such a good book. One of my favorite books. It would have you questioning your morals, questioning everything.
Wait, tell me. Don't tell me the full thing. Just, sometimes I feel like I've read a book, but maybe I didn't finish.
Okay, it's about this boy that grows up in the East. He has an uncle that's a politician. And the uncle is not really a politician. He deals in like 419.
Okay, no, I don't know.
You guys, it's a really good book.
I'm going to
Check
get
that
it
book
from
out.
the library.
I did not come to you by chance, so that's one book. Another book that I absolutely love, His Only Wife. Have you read that?
Oh yeah, the Ghanaian one.
The Ghanaian one.
I did.
Such a good book.
I did.
I read it. I remember I read it like on holiday, and I couldn't put it down. It was like I was on holiday for 3 days, and I finished that book in 3 days. It was so good.
It was good, but I think the problem, well, most people, and most people sometimes, when something starts getting talked about enough, and then people will now be like, look for something to be like, I mean, it's not that good as
Look
people
for
say.
something now.
Yeah,
oh, it's not as great as people
as
say
people
it
are
is.
making it. It was good, but I don't know.
Yeah, well, people have. I think for me, the reason it was good was because I just liked the story. I don't know. It gave me a feeling of like when I read Stay With Me for the first time.
I read Stay With Me. What's
Did you like it?
But I think I did. What's it about?
Stay With Me, she got married to this man and they couldn't get pregnant. But Stay With Me, Adebayo. They couldn't get pregnant. He tried to ask his brother to make her pregnant, and then he married a second wife.
Don't worry, let's just
girl.
Let's just keep
Stay With Me by Ayobami Adebayo. Is it? Sorry, but what am I saying? I don't remember the author's name. I always mix it up. It is.
Yeah, I think she's the one. Yeah, she has a new book.
Ayobami. A Spell of Good Things. That's
A Spell of Good Things. Yeah, I haven't read that.
Ayobami Adebayo. Stay With Me. His Only Wife. I Did Not Come to You by Chance. I also really liked. I'm trying to remember. Butter Honey Pig Bread. Did you read that?
Oh yeah, I read that. So Two Sisters. I read that.
It was quite Lagos. It was a different story, but I liked it.
Yeah, it wasn't bad at all.
It wasn't bad. Yeah, it was a good book.
Wow, you're very patriotic. Oh,
no, I love.
No, Ghanaian.
Oh, I also really like Homecoming by Agassi.
Yeah, that was really good.
That's a really good.
Yeah, that's a really. The second one. She has a second book. I can't remember the name, but I thought in my head that was like a follow-up.
Yeah.
And so I was so excited when I got it, but then midway I was like, wait, story's not adding up. It's not the same book. Yeah, it's not bad, but it's not like it didn't take us on that ride that it's like
Homecoming
two different books.
A very good book.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And it's funny enough, I think I saw it on someone's story today. A person was like, oh wow, I don't know why I've never read this book, but it's so good. I was like, yeah.
I like that one too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
for
those
me,
are some of mine. Yeah, you?
Yeah, for me, so I have City of Girls by Elizabeth Gilbert. I'm patriotic to her. Yeah, you should read it.
You really like Elizabeth Gilbert?
Yeah. Oh wait, no, not that I really like her. Oh, because of the first book.
Yeah.
I just like those of her books. I was going to talk about like books that disappointed us.
Okay.
Should I do that now?
No, talk about
what
you like.
So City of Girls is really good. I don't know if you've read Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo.
I started it, but I didn't finish it.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think I got distracted by something else and I just
never
went back to the book.
Do you have it?
It's somewhere in this house, I know.
It's really good.
Yeah.
It's really, really good. What else did I like? So there's this book, Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Okay. It's Perfectly Fine or something like that.
What?
It's a strange name, but it's a good book.
I've never heard that.
There's this other one, but I can't remember the name. It's about this old man whose wife dies. I think it's a movie too. Yeah, like it's this old grumpy man that doesn't like to talk to people, very like type A personality, and then his wife dies, and then he gets new neighbors who try to...
No.
Jeez, I should remember the name.
I can't remember. I don't think I've read that.
I feel like Googling it now. I think you should read it. I started it, I was like, but then...
Oh, do you know who wrote it?
I need to get the name to know.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, so I was going to talk about like books that disappoint. You know when you said I really like Elizabeth Gilbert? So I have her book that is like the most popular book is Eat, Pray, Love. Did you read that?
I didn't know, I just watched it.
Yeah, I was so excited to read it because everyone is like, oh, Eat, Pray, Love. But I read it and I was like, okay, I don't know how I feel.
Yeah?
I wouldn't say, I don't like to say something's not good because I think it's very like we all have what we like, and you know, even movies. When people ask me, "Oh, what do you think about this movie?" and if I do not like it, I'll be like, "Oh, I did not like it, but I think you should still see it and make up your own like decision about it." But me personally, I don't know. I'm like, okay, no, maybe not. But people like everyone in the world likes it.
Yeah, no, I just watched the movie.
Okay, well, what
do you have any other ones?
I don't like books. Oh, that disappointed me. You know that thing that I just said? When you ask a question, your head just
and then you go blank.
Yeah, that's what's happening to me.
Yeah.
So maybe you should answer your own and then I'll think about it.
It's funny because now that you say it, there's really only one book that comes to mind, and I was like, I wish this book would have been better. I had like such high expectations. I read it till the end. It was but I was like, ugh, it could have been better. You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty.
Oh,
by Akweke.
Oh yeah, I don't really read her book.
Yeah, I wasn't a big
I feel like the writing is different for me. I don't like to force myself to read things, There's this other book I tried, I can't remember the guy's name. It was, I don't know if it's nice saying that the writing is weird because like that's somebody's...
Yeah, no, it's not that the writing is weird, it's just it did not resonate with you.
Yeah, no, it's not that it doesn't resonate. There's a book I got from the library recently. As I opened the first, like I just read the first, like the way it is written, I'm just like, no, I don't want anything tedious.
That's not what you mean by
exactly.
tedious.
I'm just like, no.
Yeah, for me it was, I wouldn't say that. Yeah, that You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty. I feel like I had such high expectations, and then when I started reading the book, I was forcing myself to finish it. It's about this young girl that loses her husband. They're both very young. Loses her husband, moves to New York, and then she meets, another guy. She starts liking the guy. She's trying to process her grief, her trauma, and all of that in New York. She has an amazing best friend. And she meets this guy, and she doesn't know that he's actually the son of a very famous chef that she admires. Anyways, one day this guy that was supposed to be her, she was talking, let's just say they were talking, right? Takes her to his home in Jamaica. And is it Jamaica? I don't remember, but it's somewhere in the Caribbean. Somewhere in the Caribbean, so. And took her there to she needed a break from like her life and everything, and he was just like, come with me. She's an artist as well. So she gets into his life of like very fancy dealings and stuff, meets his father who's a chef and everything, and then she falls in love with him.
Wow.
Okay. To me, it was very chaotic.
Oh my God.
For some other people, they would have been like, this is a great book, and I understand why it would be a great book to some people. But personally, I found myself struggling a little bit because it felt like the love between her and the father was forced. Like it just didn't align with the storyline for me because I'm like, where are we going with this? And then obviously she ends up hurting her friend that really and deeply loved her, and it just became a very chaotic mess. And I just did not think that the love between her and her dad was worth the chaos that ensued. That's it. So that's why I didn't like the book. But still a good book.
But you didn't finish it, yeah?
I did.
Oh,
yeah. If like I had gone far because I kept asking myself, where is this going? Where is this going? And so I was determined to see where it went. And where it went, I was just like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, no. I just remembered another book that I really like, Someday Maybe.
Oh.
Yeah, because when you said the lady that her husband died, because her husband died, he killed himself, actually. Ooh. Yeah, so it was nice.
Yeah.
It was nice. I actually read it recently. I got it from the library. It was really nice.
Someday Maybe.
Yeah. Okay. So it's just like her and her grief.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was so annoying because I get to the end, I was reading like, why did he kill himself? But they
never said. I feel like some of the best books they're just cliffhangers.
I don't like cliffhangers.
What happens here?
I always want to know.
One book that has a cliffhanger that I actually messaged the author.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay, what do you mean? Like, what happens to her at the end? Is Housewoman. Have you read Housewoman? We read very different types of books. That's what I'm starting to realize. It's also by a Nigerian author.
What's her name?
It's actually by Adora Wara.
Can I look at it?
Yeah, it's here. Housewoman by Adora Wara.
That name is familiar though. This name is familiar. Why is she familiar?
I feel like this is her debut.
Yeah?
I don't know.
She's a Twitter person. I'm sorry. The name is so familiar.
Don't quote me on if this is her debut novel, but it is pretty good. I really wanted to know what happened to her because they just left us hanging at the end.
It's so annoying.
Like, okay, what's going on? But I really liked
cute
it.
girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is. It actually is. I don't know her. I don't know why I know her, but
Yeah, I think it's her debut novel.
Yeah.
But I really liked it because I messaged her. I'm like, girl.
yeah, I'm not going to read it.
What?
Like you told me there's a cliffhanger. I don't think there's any point.
I love cliffhangers. Come on.
So what did she say?
She just laughed. She was just like, that's the whole point.
That's what Chimamanda has been doing, stringing us along.
Yeah.
Everyone wondering what happened to, what was that?
Kainene.
Kaine. I like that name, Kaine.
We'll never know.
Yeah, another book that disappointed me. I feel like if you have read it, you probably not agree because nobody ever agrees. It's Breath of Air, about the neurosurgeon that had cancer and was dying.
What?
It's actually a real life story.
I don't like to see. Do you not see the books I read?
It's
Why
a real life story.
No, I don't want to read
I thought
about
I was
that.
going to be sad, but I wasn't.
Absolutely not.
I wasn't.
Will not be reading that.
It's a no for you.
It's a no for me. I like reading books that, I like reading books that are set in Africa.
Yeah,
Because there's some relatability for me where it's like, I would read anything, right? Like, I'm now getting into fantasy and that's why I got Fourth Wing.
Oh yeah.
But stuff like that,
So
it's like, I would just rather read books that, I want to imagine the full picture. And it's easier when I have familiar references.
So did you read Children of Blood and Bone? I don't know if that's the first one.
No.
But you know, oh, you should then.
Everyone says I should.
Oh, yeah, it was really good.
Do you know my problem with fantasy books? They're just so hefty.
Yeah, they are.
They're so hefty, and I'm like, this looks like a lot for me to read. The last fantasy I read was like the Harry Potter series.
Oh my god.
And that was
good
it.
old
After
days.
that, I just never went back to that genre.
Oh, you should. It's just that we've been waiting for her to release the third one, but I don't know what's happening.
Yeah,
she has
see.
completely like fallen off. I haven't heard of her in years, but it was a really good one. Yeah, do you plan to read the Fourth Wing though?
Yes, I told you when I go.
Yeah,
away.
he read it in like what? Oh, sorry, you don't know his. He read it in a few days. I got it from the library, and then my time elapsed, and I hadn't gotten it. I was just like, yeah, okay, I give up.
How is it like getting books from the library here?
Oh,
because I've
actually,
never
yes,
done that.
Oh, interesting.
I always just buy my books.
Oh,
like Audible.
It's actually very straightforward.
E-books.
And then apparently there, you have some of the apps that allow you get the books, like you actually read it on your phone. It was like connected to the library. I don't know
Yeah. I know. I've seen a lot of.
I think
I've seen a lot of. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people say that, but I think that a part of me and my relationship with books is that I like to own it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to rush myself to like say, oh, I have to finish it.
Yeah,
that goes back to pressure to like, I don't want to ever feel like I'm pressured to read a book. So I would rather just own it and just keep it in my shelf till whenever I'm ready to read it.
Yeah. I used to be like that. I'll be so happy to just write my name on the first page. And then I'll write the date I got it as well. But I mean, I had to sell all my books. So there are random people around in Lagos that have
just have
my
your name.
Such a sad time.
Okay.
Well, the library process is really straightforward. You can request online, or you can just go in and look and pick something. Yeah, that's it. Sign out something.
Nice.
Yeah.
I had a library card and I never used it. I ever forgot about it. But
yeah. So, have you read any books this year?
Yes. So this year I actually started reading How to Be the Love You Sick.
Is that fiction?
No, it's a self-help book.
Like,
It's a self-help book, How to Be the Love You Sick. Because I've told myself that I'm in my lover girl era.
I love it.
To be my lover
What does
girl
that
era.
mean though?
I don't know. I've been doing had babe. The streets had me rugged for a bit. I'm not even gonna lie. I forgot how to do some kind things. I'm like, nah, the street toughened me up, and so now I'm trying to be a lover girl again. Because I used to I'm a big lover girl at heart. Like, I love stories. I know that I'm destined to have like a big love story.
Yeah.
But I feel like when you've been dating out here for a while, it just makes you question.
Oh, out here. In Toronto?
Girl, just out here in the world, in the sea of the world. And so I was like, okay, I need to
get back
into it, and just reading books that make me feel like, okay,
Softer.
It's okay. Softer. Yeah,
I guess
exactly.
So you think it's a good read? Yeah?
It's a good read. I haven't finished it yet. I think I'm struggling a little bit because it's a self-help book. And I'm also struggling a little bit because I've told myself that until I finish it, I'm not reading my next book, which is The Fourth Wing. So I have to really finish the book. So, yeah.
I think I've read just 2 books this year, but last year...
What do you mean by just 2? It's already February.
Well, okay.
Sorry, what I mean say it's already, it's just February.
I know it.
It's just like, we're not even like...
Well, I don't know. Because, okay, I think why I say just 2 books, because after I read the first 2 books, I got another 2 sets of books, Fourth Wing being one of them, which I had to return because I couldn't. And then the last 2 books I got from the library, I had to return them as well without reading them. So to me, it's like just 2 books because I could have read like 5 or 6. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but last year I think I read just like 1 or 2 books. It was very, very pathetic. I don't even know. I'm struggling now because before I was always reading a book, but now I can just go like, I have to remind myself, oh, you should actually sit down and read something.
I actually don't know why. It happens sometimes to me too.
Yeah.
Like last year from like January till, I would say July, August, I probably read like 2 books. And then from August to December, I read like 10.
Yeah.
I have those moments where I'm just like, it's back to back to back. And then there's moments where I'm just like, I don't want to read one thing. Or
like I even start and I just read the same book back to back, and I'm not making any headway. But I'm hoping to really read a lot of books this year. So, do you have any like advice for people that struggle to like read a book? Yeah, or read a book or something.
Well, I would say find books that you enjoy.
Definitely.
For me, I know where my comfort is. Like, if I'm reading a crappy book and I want to just be like, you know what, I don't want to read this anymore, I know that my comfort is like African fiction. And so I would find an African fiction to read, right? And that will like kickstart my love for reading at that point again. And I would be like, okay, this is something enjoyable. I want to keep reading. So I would say find something that you read. A lot of people also don't have the patience to just sit down and flip through the pages of the book, which for me is actually my favorite part. Like just being in bed with a cup of tea and knowing that my phone is on D&D and I'm just reading this book and cackling at myself. But then if you don't have that patience, it's like things like audiobooks you can listen while you drive. Books are also on Spotify for people that don't know. So
I didn't know. But...
yeah, there's books on Spotify. Like I remember the other day I was scrolling and I saw Daily Wed's Destiny and it's an audiobook. So somebody actually, that was quite disappointing too, but let's not talk about that. And somebody was actually read like an audiobook. Somebody would read out the book to you. But then what I don't like about audiobooks, which is weird, is that, and this comes back to like imagining a book in your head, where it's like, if I'm reading a book set in Ori, for example, and the person reading the book to me doesn't sound like they're in Ori, I would have a problem with it.
Oh my God.
Like, first of all, if you don't even sound Nigerian, I have a problem with it.
Why would they pick someone that's not Nigerian?
There's some books like that where it's like, it doesn't relate with the book.
That's
and
strange.
So that's why I would prefer to just read it in my own voice, in my own head, and make up my own little accents and characters and stuff.
I had something in my mind just now, but I was going, God, this is part of growing old.
Oh.
Honestly, what were you talking about?
We were talking about books how to help people that don't like reading.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say also just drop your phone. Yeah,
Very
phone
keen.
is the first thing. I can be scrolling and I look at the time like 1 hour has passed.
Drop your book, and drop your. That's why I put my phone on D&D, throw it somewhere, and just go about my.
Definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
That's why I don't get people that read on their phones. I could never do that.
Except the book is really interesting. If the book's not that interesting, then you get distracted.
Yeah, like.
But you can also put your phone on D&D.
The screen is so small. It's not that. Just like. Yeah, you can just put the phone on D&D, but there's always something that'll just be like, okay, let me just quickly check Instagram.
No, it's always Instagram.
It's always Instagram is the main culprit.
Yeah, it is. I agree with you because you just like scroll. It's so funny now. I've disconnected from Twitter.
That's true.
I can't remember the last time I tweeted. It's crazy.
I was there like this morning.
X actually. Sorry, I keep saying Twitter. It's actually.
Well, it will always be Twitter.
Yeah, there's some things that just will always be here.
It will always be Twitter.
Sorry to that guy.
Sorry to that man. We don't know.
I don't know what he was thinking, but Did you read Will? Will Smith's Will?
No.
Oh, it's good. Did you,
I also
like-
got Spare by Harry.
No, I didn't.
Prince Harry. Never read it. It's so hard to read. Like,
I actually like those kind of books,
biographies.
but it depends on how it's. I didn't like, but I couldn't. That I didn't like. I couldn't finish it. So what's
Will?
the name? No, I liked Will. Obama's wife. Show.
Becoming.
Yeah.
I started Becoming. I did not finish.
I didn't too. I'm just like, okay, moving on. I guess it's the way it's told. Will Smith,
Yeah.
you know how he, oh, Jesus.
How he is.
How he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, so it's that kind of voice as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's really fun.
I don't expect anything less. I expected it to be more comedic.
Yeah, and it was deep too. You're like, oh wow, this happened.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I won't check it out. I'm not gonna buy it. I'm not gonna get it.
Yeah. I think I should have asked you at the beginning, like, what kind of genre you like.
I will. I guess we've established.
Yeah, Nigerian fiction. I don't like romance.
Not Nigerian, African.
African, sorry.
I would read any African. Based in Congolese, in Congo, in Sudan, wherever. Have you watched Lessons in Chemistry?
No.
You have to.
Yeah.
I tell everybody to watch. There's a book.
Wait, is it on Netflix?
It's an adaptation of a book.
I'm going to write it down.
It's on Apple TV. If you have,
I don't have Apple TV. Lessons on chemistry, yes?
Lessons in Chemistry.
Oh, I'll get the book.
If you haven't
That's what I'll
read or watched Lessons in Chemistry, do that. It's on Apple TV. One of my favorite shows ever.
Yeah, what's it about?
It is
No war,
so
right?
good. It's not.
Oh.
It's a story. It's set in the 1800s, I believe, and it is about a woman that is a chemist. But in that time, women were not allowed to be chemists. So it's like her fight to be a chemist, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the only way she could do it was to be a cooking show host, and then she taught chemistry through food.
Wow.
It's so good. It is so good.
I'll actually check it out. There are two books I said I'll check out. This one.
And one AC.
I did not come to you by chance.
Oh, I did not come to you by chance, yeah. But yeah, Lessons in Chemistry is so good. It's one of those books that it talks about love, feminism, motherhood, friendship, race, sex, like gender. Like, it's such a good movie. Sorry, it's such a good show.
Sure.
Read that. Sorry. What am I saying? Watch that or read it. There's a book as well.
Do you know, I'm actually Googling what I was looking for earlier.
Oh,
I'm telling
not you typing the whole thing.
That's what I can do. A Man Called Ove. Yeah, that's it. It's actually nice.
Google is a real one.
Yeah, A Man Called Ove.
Yeah.
Apparently it's a movie too, but...
Alright, now I want to go find the movie.
Yeah, it's sad. Not so sad.
Yeah.
I don't really like
Is it on Netflix?
I don't think so.
I don't mind sad.
Oh.
I mean, I watch medical dramas for fun. Like, that's, if I want to chill, I watch
K-drama.
Yes, I love K-drama.
God, thank you, because people don't watch K-drama. I'm like, what are you?
No, if you don't watch K-drama, you don't even know what's up. Like, I don't even talk.
So good.
I don't debate. I don't force people. It's
Yeah, it's
either
like,
you
okay,
know or you don't know. And if you don't know, cool.
Yeah.
It's okay. But if you know,
You know.
G, like, I love K-drama.
I do.
That's
what we watch every night. I think it's now a problem in the sense that it feels like that's all we do.
Yeah.
It's like, get home from work, okay, K-drama, then
What's
bed.
your favorite one?
What's the girl that had autism? Babe.
Autism.
I don't know.
Anthony Wu. Extraordinary Anthony Wu.
You know, I haven't watched that
Oh,
one.
you should. Well, if you're wondering why we don't look the way we were in the other frame, well, my camera did what it does best. It overheated. So, yeah, moving on. Final question. Are you looking forward to any books this year? No,
I
right?
haven't even looked.
Yeah,
I don't know what's coming out this year.
I don't even know. Do you keep up with those things?
No,
I don't.
I don't. I follow the Happy Noisemaker on Instagram, Jola's book club, and I just, when she posts a book, I'm like, okay, I'll check it out. But like, I don't really keep up with like books. But I would say my noise, like, I watched Jola's Happy Noisemaker and also Reese Witherspoon's book club.
Oh, nice.
Both of them.
I have friends that follow like all the publishing stores and bookstores, so they always know what's coming up. But yeah,
well, the good thing is like, what's it called? When A Spell of Good Things came out, this publishing house, why can't I remember the name?
In Nigeria?
No, they're
Okay.
here.
I don't know.
Oh my goodness, I've worked with them. I've done campaigns with them.
Wow,
It's
they
skipping my
should've
mind. This is why you should eat breakfast. I actually haven't had anything to
sorry.
eat. But anyways, before the book came out, they reached out to be like, hey, this is coming out. Do you want an advanced copy? And I was like, yeah, sure. So sometimes I would get advanced copies, and then that's when I knew that okay, something was about to come out.
Do you feel pressured when people give you books to review? I don't
review books, and I think that's the thing is when I get books like that, it's not to review. They're basically just asking you, do you want to read it?
Yes.
And they just send it. If I say yes, they'll send it to me to read.
They don't expect you to like talk about it.
Nope.
Wow.
Except there's a contract to say I have to talk about it. If there isn't, then I don't have to.
Because that's why I'm always like, I don't think I will. Because then I feel pressure to say something nice about it. Which, what if I don't like it? But pretty much that is the end of this video. Did you have fun?
I did. I love talking about books, so thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Okay. What do you want to wrap up? You have to wrap up. You have to tell people to subscribe. You didn't even tell them to start.
Oh my God. You know, I always, oh my God. When will I change?
You didn't even tell them in the beginning.
I didn't even tell them to like check out your own page.
Don't worry about my page. You have to tell them to subscribe. Remind.
Okay. Please subscribe.
Wait.
Okay.
How do you edit? You have too many frames back to back. Wosa. Do your outro.
Okay. Thank you for watching, and if you've gotten to this point, I just want to remind you that please subscribe, turn on notifications.
English hard.
Okay, I'm going to do your thing again. I'll start all over again. All right. Thank you for watching to this point. Please subscribe, don't forget, very important. Turn on notifications as well because that lets you know when new stuff goes up. And also check out her YouTube, her Instagram, it's popping over there. So everything is at the Alma Chronicle. I'll leave it.
The Alma Chronicle.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yay.
And please let us know, let Cassie know, let myself know what books you guys are looking forward to reading this year, what books you've read that you absolutely love, what books you've read that disappointed you, and Cassie, thank you so much for having me.
Yay.
All right. Bye.
Nope. It doesn't end here. Stick with me, okay? So we decided to do something fun, kind of like a challenge.
Yeah.
And we're at Value Village. We're going to pick books out for each other
that we think the other person is gonna like.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think I'm gonna like?
African.
No, don't be too like. I already gave you expo. I feel like I don't have enough
you like books
expo.
about like friendships, girls.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what
love.
we pick.
Not really love like that, but yeah.
Let's see what we pick. Come on. So we picked up one book each that we thought the other person was going to read.
Yep.
For Cassie, I picked up this book called White Teeth by Zadie Smith. And it's just a book about like love, war, different friend groups, like not really war, but like just like settlements, I would say, different friend groups, cultures, families, and all of that stuff. And the reason that I picked it is because, number one, I've heard a lot of good things about Zadie Smith as an author, and also it is also like a book that has different genres in it because I wasn't exactly sure what she would gravitate towards. So I'm like, let's pick a book that has a little bit of everything in it, and that's why I picked this one. Okay.
It looks good. It's pretty too.
Yeah, it's also kind of pretty. I like it.
Okay, so I got City of Girls by Elizabeth Gilbert, which is one of my favorite books.
Yeah.
I've actually read this, and I think that you would like it because it has like a theme of friendship, trying to find their path, trying to find love, stuff like that.
That's my spec.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, give my book, girl.
Hey.
I can't wait to read this. You've been talking about this.
It's really good. I hope you like it.
Yeah.
Yay! This is the official end of the video, actually. That first end. And subscribe and turn on. I did it.
Don't forget
to subscribe and turn on notifications and share. How do you end that?
And she will see you in her next video. Bye!
The end.